Yeah. Okay, cool. So first things first, Doughboys is mentorship. Welcome to my mentorship. Um, this is basically just gonna be teaching you, the intro to stocks and options, um, the basics, and then we'll move on to the more advanced, such as charting, strategies, setting up watch lists, scanners, finding entries, take profit levels, and all that. And that'll be like way, maybe a little like later down the line, a few more sessions down the line.
Okay.
Um, we'll get there. Definitely don't want to just skip there because if you miss all of this, it's not gonna work out.
Mhm.
So right here, welcome to my mentorship. Let me go ahead and start from the slide one. And feel free to stop me anywhere. Like if you feel like I'm moving too fast, be like, can you slow down? Don't feel afraid to say that. And
Okay.
if you have any questions too, anywhere and on anything, just feel free to stop me and ask me, and I'll try to answer those questions as best as I can.
Alrighty.
So we're gonna start with the what we're learning. Let me just write this down. Okay, so this is what are we gonna learn? Are you able to see my slides by any chance?
I'm sorry?
Are you able to see my my presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what are we gonna be learning? In this mentorship, we are gonna be learning the intro to the stock market. So that's gonna be the first section. And um so there's two sections. There's the intro and then there's the advanced section. The intro has a lot of topics, but in those topics, they break down further. So if that makes any sense, like right here, what is the stock market? Learning about the stock market, then we'll come off top. We'll there's gonna be topics off of that. So that's gonna be one topic. What is the stock market? The different markets. That's another thing. We're gonna be learning stocks versus ETFs. Are you familiar with ETFs?
A little bit.
Okay, so yeah, we'll talk more in the depth about that. What is fundamental analysis? Do you know what fundamental analysis is?
That's like the opposite of technical analysis, right? Where you do your own research.
Yes, so
You guys are
fundamental,
kinda like
correct. Yes, close, but fundamental is more based off like numbers, balance sheets, earning reports, news maybe. News can play a role in fundamentals. It's basically trading without a chart. It's just saying, oh, Apple just Apple is about to release a new iPhone. That's that you can say is a fundamental analysis or something because there's really nothing off the charts, but you're just basing it off that, or let's say Apple sold this many phones during its release or something, like something crazy. They just throw out some big number. That'll be fundamental analysis. That's just going off of numbers or balance sheets, anything positive on that company versus right here where we go down to what is technical analysis. Technical analysis is doing an analysis based off the charts. So me myself personally, I consider myself a technical trader. I rarely use fundamental analysis at all because I only look at charts and I just play my charts. Um, but you can mix fundamental and technical analysis together to get a like more confirmation, basically. So like let's say some good news happens on Apple and also the fundamental part on Apple is doing good. They got good numbers. And then technical analysis, the charts matching up with that. The chart's about to do some crazy pattern breakout at the same time when that news got released. Then that's when fundamental and technical together, you can use that to your advantage. But for the most part, I use technical, and that's what we're mainly going to be focusing on, just because that's what I do.
mhm.
As far as
I feel like
fundamental,
it's easier too, right?
for me, it is yes, very easier. It's just really looking at, looking at the charts, just drawing some lines, drawing some triangles, and making money off it.
Mhm.
Um, so we're gonna go over fundamental analysis. We're gonna go over technical analysis. We're gonna go over some terminology as well. I believe you mentioned you've been learning your terms. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay.
Definitely.
And then I guess I'll let you tell me those in a minute. Just to see what all terms you know and if there's anything I can add on to it. So we're also gonna be going over choosing your broker. So I don't know if you have a certain broker right now. I believe you said you'll be using Thinkorswim,
Yeah.
like TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. So
Mhm.
we can go over the brokers, choosing brokers, the pros and cons of the different brokers, and my preferred one is going to be Thinkorswim. So, but I'll still go over the others just to give you an idea, just so you can weigh your options, basically. Um, we're going to be going over account types. Are you familiar with account types?
Um, I forgot what that is, but I think if you explain it, I'll know what it is.
So, whenever you open your broker account, you have an
Oh
option
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a cash account and
margin.
a margin. Yeah.
Look at you. Wow. Wow. This is going to be easy. This is going to be
Yo,
easy.
that was
Cool.
easy though.
No, you're like answering all this shit for me. I thought I was the freaking mentorship around here. All right, here we go. So account type and then PDT rule. I'm sure you may be familiar with that.
Not really, not thoroughly, you know.
Okay, we'll go over the PDT rule and we'll go and I'll show you ways around the PDT rule. So basically, PDT um restricts you to how many day trades you can take in a day before they flag your account, or in a
And
week.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
like Robinhood, for example, Robinhood has the shittiest PDT rule. You can only take 3 day trades in 1 week. You take one more, they warn you. You take one more after that, they lock you out for 90 days. You can't trade for 90 days. So I would highly avoid Robinhood.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, did you stop talking or I think you cut off?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry about that. All right, so PDT rule basically limits you on how many day trades you can take. Like with Robinhood, you can take 3 day trades in 1 week. 1 week. And what that means is you can buy and sell 3 times, well, on the same day, 3 times in 1 week. And if you do it again, you get banned for 90 days, basically. You can't trade.
Wow.
Yeah, but luckily with TD Ameritrade, we have cash accounts, which we get basically unlimited day trading. Um, there's a little hack around it. Technically, we're not supposed to be doing that, but there's a hack that everybody does it, so it doesn't matter. So there's the
Okay.
PDT rule. We'll touch more on into that. And then right here, this is the more advanced side. Once we finish this whole intro to stock market, this is like really all the basic boring stuff. Not really boring, but I guess it's boring, but it's needed. It's definitely needed to get a good understanding of the market. So then we'll move on to advanced. Over here, we got psychology. We have risk management, choosing and setting up your charting platform. So this is very important because not all platforms chart the same. I mean, they can, but I've messed around with so many charting platforms, and my favorite one's got to be TradingView and Thinkorswim. And I can show you the pros and cons to each of those as well. So we'll help you choose and set up your charting platform. And then we can go over some charting. And like I said, everything breaks down into more like subtopics or whatever. Like charting, under charting, it'll be like candlesticks, trends, support and resistance. So um, once we get to charting, that's where we'll start breaking it down more. Once we start going to risk management, it'll break down more. So then after charting, we have indicators. Which indicators work, which indicators don't work, which indicators work together. Um, on the charts. We have strategies. certain strategies that work. There's a ton of strategies out there in the world. I suggest just learning one, mastering it, and don't get caught up trying to learn every strategy. Because somebody might be like, man, I'm trying to learn all of them. I'm going to be a master of all. But it's just not going to work because a lot of strategies actually contradict themselves. Or you get what's called analysis paralysis. You just one strategy is telling you this, but then the other strategy is telling you this. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense, but you really just want to
Yeah.
focus on one strategy. You don't want
Mhm.
too many different signals. So we'll go over strategies. We'll go over setting up a scanner. That way you know which stocks to be looking at during the day or the night before. To look for the day after the day. The market's about to open. We're also going to be going over how to set up a watch list. And then I believe after all of this is done, we'll be able to go to how to place a trade. And really after that, you should be pretty confident in learning how to place a trade. You know, uh, so we'll start with what is the stock market? And again, slow me down if I need to. I know I'm a bit too fast.
Are you okay?
So what is the stock market? What is the stock market? By definition, the stock market is where investors connect to buy and sell investments, most commonly stocks, which are shares of ownerships in a public company. Um, okay, now before I move on, do you know the difference between a stock and a share?
Um,
Or do you use it interchangeably?
a share is like a piece of a stock, right? Or no?
Dude, you're so fucking smart. Are you sure you want to go through this?
Yeah, just to have a little, you know.
Wow, man, I really like you already. All right, here we go. All right, cool. So, stock market is where investors connect to buy and sell investment, most commonly stocks, which are shares of an ownership in a public company. That's Google definition. Um, how can I make money in the stock market? Can you answer that?
um, Not really.
Okay, this is simple. This is okay. Think about it like this: stock market, and you can just take the word stock out of it. Market. Just say market. Any type of market, whether it's like a shoe market, the car market, the housing market, whatever market. The goal is to here buy low and sell high. So that's how we make money in the stock market. We buy low, we sell high. That's basically with any business out there. You want to buy, you want to pick something up at a real low price and make profit off it by selling it higher than what you paid for.
Hmm.
So we can make money in the market by buying low and selling high. Now, the beauty of the stock market and options market is that we can make money even if the market's going down. So in this case, if we're shorting, we buy high and we sell low. We buy at a higher price and we sell it at a lower price and we just collect the difference. I don't know how it works, but it works. So we make money by buying low, selling high, or if we're shorting, we buy high and sell low. You can make money if the market is going up, and you can make money when the market is going down. It is also possible to make money in a sideways market. So if the market's just trading sideways, not really going up or down, um, and you need to be a little more advanced to be able to profit in a sideways market, or else you're just gonna get chopped around. Um, but yeah, once you're a little more advanced, you'll be able to make money in a sideways market. But for the most part, it's just best to sit out when it's sideways. Um, okay, so now we talked about the stock market. Now we have the different type of market. We have the stock equity market, which is what we'll be focusing on. We have the option market, which goes hand in hand with the stock market. And then there's the futures market. Have you heard of the futures market?
Damn, I was just watching a video on this last night.
Uh,
Um,
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't dig too much deep into like those markets. This is more just a brief overview of what kind of markets there is out there, and these all these principles, um, they apply to all these markets pretty much. You buy
uh-huh.
low, sell high. So if you're trading futures,
What's
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you
No,
go ahead.
all right, no,
No, you.
I was gonna
Alright.
say, regardless whether you're trading stocks, options, futures, forex, crypto, NFTs, or real estate, the goal is all the same. You buy low and sell high. Um, so futures market, let me go back. I wouldn't really tap into these because like the stock market where you have to know a lot more, like it goes deep. Futures also goes deep. Forex goes deep. Crypto goes deep. But that'd be like a whole different like presentation, a whole lesson.
Uh-huh.
Um,
What's
but
an example of a futures market?
so futures market would be like soybeans or corn or cattle or
Mm.
it's basically futures is commodity trading. So these are some commodities. Uh, there are some things you can trade on the futures market. You can trade you can trade corn, you can trade oats, soybeans, you can trade wheat, milk, sugar. Um, it's basically, I mean, it started off with farmers, basically farmers like started this shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's good money. It's definitely good money. But they move crazy. Futures moves crazy, and if you're inexperienced, then I would suggest staying away from futures. I used to trade futures, but futures market does kind of go hand in hand with the stock equity market in a way because futures does have this thing called ES and NQ, which is basically the future of SPY and QQQ. Are you aware of SPY and QQQ? Hello?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit.
Okay, so once we learn more about QQQ and SPY, we can implement futures. So basically, futures is the future. That's why they're called futures. It tells you what's going on right now after hours. So like let's say the market closes at 4 o'clock, SPY is pretty much cut off. SPY gets cut off at 4. But if you want to see where SPY is doing after hours, you pull up ES futures, which is the futures for SPY, and you can pretty much just gauge where it's at. Like, you can it could be like 12 midnight, and you're like, oh, okay, I see where SPY is right now. SPY's up here, but you won't be able to tell if you just put in SPY on the thing. You have to put in ES. Um, so we'll not talk about this futures thing right now. And then you have the foreign exchange market, forex, which is what all the lame people are doing, in my opinion. You have the crypto market. You have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. Although I don't trade crypto. You have the NFT market, which is the digital art and all that shit. I don't trade that. I think it's a scam. And then, you have the real estate market. Everybody knows the real estate market because it's a physical market. So this one, instead of being like, over here, digital, like all this shit, this is more like, how do I undo? I'm trying to find my undo button. There it is. Okay. So you have the real estate market, which is more of a physical market because you're actually buying properties. Instead of holding shares, you're buying a house and you're letting it appreciate, price go up, and then you sell it for a profit once you're happy with the gains. So all this, different type of markets. So, but we're mainly focused on the stock market and the option market because I trade options. But in order to trade options, you need to understand the stock market because you use the stock market to trade options, option contracts. Um, so I guess let me go back to the slide. Okay, what is a stock? And watch this. They do not mean the same thing because a lot of people use stock and share interchangeably. So, what is a stock? A stock is an investment that represents partial ownership interest in a company. Examples include Apple, Microsoft, Starbucks, AT&T. So I own Apple stock. Doesn't really specify how much I own, but I own it. I own some. Um, Now, what is a share? A share is the smallest denomination of a specific company's stock. Companies issue stock to attract investors to make or raise money, while shares are the measure of a stock. That's an example of this. Okay, it might be here. Different. A stock versus a share. Stock refers to the company that issues it. Apple stock, or example, Apple stock. Stock represents non-specific ownership interest in a company. A stockholder owns stock in a company, which can mean different things. But in our case, stockholders, for me, they hold stocks. That's what it is. Um, Give me a minute. My mom's calling me. I just send her the voicemail. Okay. So a
You
stockholder
need to
owns.
answer. You can.
No, no, no. Fine. Let me just see what she wants.
Okay.
If it's not important, I'll hang up on her. Bueno, ¿cómo? Sí, 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 ¿por qué? No, ya me llamó JT, ya me dijo, pero ahorita platicamos, dame como una hora. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. All right. Sorry about that. Back to stockholder owns stock in a company, which can mean different things, but for me, stockholder, I just break the word down, holding stocks. That's it. Anyone who owns a fucking stock is a stockholder. So here's the difference between stock and share. A share is a unit of measurement of your ownership interest in a company. Example, 1 share of Apple stock, 3 shares of Apple stock. Now it's being more specific. A share represents a specific unit of ownership in a stock. A shareholder owns shares of a stock company. So basically for me, shareholder, stockholder, same shit to me. Because if you're holding stock, you're obviously holding a fucking share.
Mhm.
Um, but if you want to be real more specific, you say I'm holding this many shares. You know. So that's all it is. Just a measurement of the stock. Um, Feel free to screen cap any of this stuff too. And if you need me to go back any slides to screen cap or whatever too, just let me know.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on next. Next slide. All right, here you go. Despite the distinction between the two, stocks and share are often used interchangeably, which is one reason there can be confusion. People will say, I own stock in Apple, or I own 1,000 shares of Apple. Stock is not specific. It doesn't tell you how much stock you own. Shares are specific. Each share represents a specific piece of ownership interest in a specific company's stock. So basically what I just went over on the last slide. It's like one to tell you the specifics, and the other one just lets people know that you hold some of it. Um, so here we go. ETFs. How familiar are you with ETFs?
Shit, I was going over this last night too. Not that familiar.
Not that familiar. Okay, cool, perfect. Cause I think I tried to break it down as much as I could. Hopefully I don't run out of slides, or else I'm gonna have to wing it. But here we go. ETFs, exchange traded funds. So in the stock market, you can trade shares or you can trade ETFs. They're both different. Shares is pieces of a company, and ETFs is basically a basket of multiple companies inside one, I guess one stock. You can say ETF is the stock, and it's holding multiple like different pieces of other companies. And I'll break it down better here. So look at this. It's similar to stock, but it offers diversity, which also limits risk. Um, it can be traded like a common stock, on the stock market. You can buy a couple shares of fucking SPY or whatever, ETF. Um, but ETFs track and hold multiple big name stocks that move the market. Um, let's see, I might have messed up. It tracks hold multiple big name stocks that move the market. Don't worry about the certain sector part, but basically it tracks and holds multiple big name stocks that move the market. Think of it as a basket of stocks. So it's just like a basket full of eggs. Each egg is a different company.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of buying, like, let's say buying, let's say one share of Apple. Here we go. I'll try to whip out my little drawing tool. So this is SPY, for example. SPY is an ETF. Are you able to see my drawing by any chance?
Yeah.
All right. So SPY is the ETF. But within SPY, you'll have things like Apple. Damn, this is horrible. You have things like Apple, you have things like Microsoft. You'll have like Tesla, et cetera, AMD, whatever. So it's holding multiple, not just, it's holding all these big name stocks that you see that are really known, and
Uh,
tracks them all into one stock basically. So instead of buying a couple of Apple, buying a couple of Microsoft, buying a couple of Tesla, because these can go up or down. These will move on their own, up or down, up or down, up or down. If you just buy SPY, it takes an average of all of this, basically, and it moves more smoothly. Let me clear my drawings. Yeah, I think the next slides will make it make more sense out of it. So here we go. Uh, So one could do to limit risk is you buy SPY instead of buying multiple companies like Apple, Microsoft, whatever at different prices. You can just buy SPY because SPY holds Apple, it holds Microsoft, and it's just tracking all of them at the same time. And I'll
I
show you
see.
an example of SPY compared to Apple, compared to compared to Apple, Microsoft, AMD. You'll see that all the charts kind of move the same. Um, okay, so think of it as a basket of stocks. ETFs are a basket of stocks. What's an ETF? An investment fund that invests in a basket of stocks, bonds, or other assets. Example, SPY and QQQ. Those are the biggest, or those are the main common ETFs that everybody trades. Like if you're on any of these servers, you'll see everybody trading SPY. You'll see everybody trading QQQ or talking about, I'm watching SPY, I'm watching QQQ, or whatever the case is, because really that's the market. SPY is basically the ETF for the S&P 500, which is basically the market. QQQ, on the other hand, is the ETF for a lot of tech stocks like AMD, Amazon. It holds a lot of other stocks too, and I'll show you the breakdown of what each one holds. So examples of SPY and QQQ, ETF, or what I like to call ETFs, basket holdings. These are what they're holding inside these ETFs. SPY, they hold Apple, they hold Microsoft, they hold Amazon, they hold Google, they hold Tesla, they hold Nvidia. Those are just to name a few. They hold a lot of stocks. QQQ holds Apple, they hold Microsoft, they hold Amazon, they hold Google, they hold Meta, which is Facebook, Tesla, Nvidia, PayPal. QQQ mainly they invest in a lot of tech stocks. So that's why I put mainly tech stocks. And if you come down here to just like SPY Holdings, you can just type in SPY Holdings, and it'll give you a list of their top 10 holdings right here. So these are the ones that affect SPY the most. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, all these. These first 10, and there's a lot more. If you go to view holdings, you'll see that there should be a lot more than 10. Those are just their top 10. I don't know why it's not showing all of them. But I mainly just worry about the top 10 because they're heavily weighted. And really, whatever Apple and Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla is all doing, SPY is tracking them. So if Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Tesla are all falling, SPY is going to fall with it because SPY is following them. Same thing with QQQ. If you were to look up QQQ holdings, you'll see that their top holdings are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Nvidia, PayPal. Pretty much the same thing. SPY and QQQ hold the same. So just think about it like this. SPY and QQQ, they are an investment fund. They hold shares themselves. So Apple, QQQ is holding 11% of their portfolio is Apple, which is huge. 10% of their portfolio is Microsoft. So just alone on these two stocks, these two move QQQ. That's 20% of their portfolio. The rest, they don't really have a lot of weight on it. You want to worry about the ones that actually affect QQQ and SPY. Um,
Okay.
so there's that. And there's a lot of ETFs. There's ETFs like MJ, which is marijuana ETF. That one tracks all weed stocks, only all the weed stocks. Then you have another ETF called Subs, SUBZ. They track all the subscription channels, basically like Hulu, Netflix, anything that you can subscribe to, they track those. I don't pay attention to those ETFs. My main favorite ones that everybody plays is gonna be SPY and QQQ. Um, Let me go back to my slide. Um, okay, so ETFs. Went through that. Examples of SPY, examples of QQQ. Those are the two most common ETFs everyone trades and knows of. But there is a lot more, just like I explained. Now, moving on from SPY and QQQ or ETF. Now that you know about ETFs, um, we can move on to the sectors. Did you have any questions about ETFs? Any little anything?
No.
Okay. And also just keep in mind that SPY is basically SPY and QQQ. I'm just gonna say is the market. You know, because everything's basically following under them. They all fall under those for the most part. So here we go. Sectors. Sectors are very important to know. This is something I overlooked, still overlooked till this day, but um, it's always something good to keep track of. So, are you familiar with sectors?
So yes, I watched a video on that last night too, but I can't remember. It's like different types of stocks, right? or something like that.
So it's more like categories.
Yeah, categories. There you go.
So each stocks or companies are categorized into different sectors.
Like
And
power and stuff, like power and water,
yes,
like
look at
water
you.
circuit. Okay,
Yes,
yes.
I love that. Yes. So you have, yeah, like technology, you have telecommunication, you have energy, healthcare,
Mhm.
and I'll show you some examples here. Um, so some sector examples include energy, which is going to be Exxon, and in the parentheses, that's their ticker symbol. I'm pretty sure you know what ticker symbols are. I hope so, right? Correct?
You say that one more time.
You're from, you know what tickers are, right?
Is that the little
The little three-digit word or letter or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way we identify stocks is by ticker symbols. It's like Exxon is XOM or Microsoft is MSFT, things like that. Whenever you're pulling it up on a chart, you're gonna use these little codes to pull up the chart.
Mhm.
So for ExxonMobil, they're an oil company, gas company, whatever. Chevron, Occidental Petroleum. They all fall under the energy sector. And there's a lot more. These are just a few examples. I couldn't fit too many in here. Next sector, you have the financial sector. Can you guess anything that might fall under the financial sector?
Um, Bank of America.
Bingo. Can I get another one?
Wells Fargo.
That'll work. That's good enough. All right, here we go. Visa, JP Morgan and Chase, and Bank of America. So you got one on the list. I was hoping you got another one, but you probably wouldn't have got the other two. All right, so this is the ticker symbols right here. For Visa is V, JP Morgan's JPM, Bank of America's BAC. So there's the financial sector. Next sector, we have the healthcare sector. I'm gonna let you take a wild guess.
Um, like CVS, right? Like stores like that, or like
Yeah, it's right on the money. All
okay,
right, so you probably won't get the other two, but you got the one that I had on here on my
Johnson and
example.
Johnson. Okay.
So, all right, Johnson & Johnson because you know they did the shots and all that bull crap, the COVID shots. Pfizer with their shots, CVS because you walk in there, it's nothing but health stuff. So yeah, they all fall under the health sector, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more that fall under those. Those are just some of the bigger names. I'm just listing the bigger names on these sectors.
Okay.
And all right, so there's the healthcare sector, technology. Can you guess any of that?
Um, Microsoft.
That'll work. Give me one more. This one's easy.
Um, Apple.
Bingo. There you go.
Okay.
So technology sector, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, etc. Anything that's techie, you know, falls under the technology sector. Next sector, consumer, clinical, and consumer defensive. For me, I just consider all this to be under consumer. I really don't know the difference between clinical and defensive. I don't care to know. Um, but basically, all this is just like retail shit like stores. So basically, Amazon, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's, Starbucks, Walmart, Coca-Cola, Disney, Procter and Gamble, etc. So that falls under the consumers. Anything we as consumers buy, you know, purchase or whatever. Um, this is what it'll fall under this category, under this sector. I think we have one more sector, and then the communication service sector. Is there, you want to take a wild guess on this one?
Um, T-Mobile. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
One more. I'm gonna get you one more because you're getting all these right for no reason.
Uh, communication. Wait, I think you're missing one more, no? Or does this fall into that category, like airplanes and shit, like airlines?
No,
Or
no,
no?
no. That one I got you. That one's after
Okay.
communication. Sorry, I forgot.
Um, AT&T.
Yep, there you go. All right.
Okay.
So we got Facebook, Meta. I have no clue why Facebook falls under there. I'm guessing because it's like social media and people connect through there.
Hmm.
Verizon Wireless, T-Mobile, AT&T, Twitter, um, are all under the communication services. So then you have your last sector, which is the travel and transportation sector. And this one, just throw me something. This is for your own good. I don't mean to throw you on. I just want to make sure you get it.
Southwest Airlines. JetBlue. Um, what else? What else? Mm,
That would be perfect. That's good enough.
okay.
You get it. I mean, you understand. So
Yeah.
we have American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta
There you go.
Airlines, and Boeing.
Delta. Yes.
So those are like the main sectors we have. And so why are sectors important? Oh wait, are you ready to go on the next slide?
Yeah.
All right, screen cap this if you need. Take notes. Here, I'm gonna move on to the next slide.
Okay.
And here we are. Why are sectors important? Sectors are important because most stocks that share the same sector move very, very similar. You'll notice that certain sectors will pop while others will either fall or not move at all. Sectors are good to keep an eye on. That way you know which stocks will be strong in a day, week, or month. Example, when COVID first hit, the healthcare sector was booming. Pfizer and Johnson were running the market. All these companies that were racing to get the vaccine approved, they were all pretty much in their testing phases trying to see who got approved first, who's going to be the winning shot. So during the time, healthcare was really big. Um, and everybody was playing those. Other sectors, such as consumer sector, took a big hit because people were spending less money. Everybody was staying home. Nobody was going out. A lot of stores were like mask mandated or closed or whatever the case is. So as far as us consumers, we were spending less money, so the consumer sector was taking a hit there. So in this case, during the time, you would have a higher chance of making money playing these healthcare stocks versus these stocks like Home Depot or Nike or some shit that's less important during the time of COVID. If that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Okay, we'll move on. And holy God, I think we're almost done with this fucking slide. All right, sectors. For example, stock/companies are categorized by sectors. I think that's the end of that slide. Let me see what else I have here on my notes. I didn't get to complete my slides, but I do have a lot of other things on my notes that we can go over. Account types, PDT, news, equities versus options, fundamental analysis. Okay, we can go over the sector part real quick. I'll show you actually examples of the ETFs and the sector example, and I think that should probably cover after that, I think it'll be more than enough time. That should cover the basics and then because I do have to put on a whole fucking slide for the next thing because it's gonna be a whole nother thing like this. But here, check this out. So this is what we call a heat map. So a stock heat map basically looks like this, right? it shows you literally what stocks are performing, and it shows you the sectors in as well. So as you can see right here, you see how energy, under energy, is green.
Mhm.
Everything's green under energy, but look, everything's like red on every other sector. This is why I say it's good to pay attention to certain sectors, because you can see the energy sector's booming. Like they're green while everybody else is red. So this gives you an idea, basically, like, hey, I think I'm gonna be looking at energy stocks because those seems like the only ones to be doing good right now. Um, and you can type in sector heat map as well. In this hat shows a good one right here. Same thing under technology. So this big square, basically this whole big square right here, you'll see the labels: technology, financial, healthcare, communication services, consumer, clinical, consumer defensive, industrials, real estate, energy, utilities, basic materials. But if you just look at energy, look how green it is. The whole sector's green. I mean, you'll have green here and little bits of green in all these other sectors, but you want to mainly see shit like that where it's all green. So right now it looks like energy is doing good, and tech. When you want to play tech, you'll normally see tech all green. All this shit's gonna be green as fuck. So this is why I say sectors are important. You get to know which ones are doing well, which ones to actually focus on. Um, and now as far as ETFs go, this is what I mean about ETFs. So I'll pull up a chart. Yeah, I'm gonna compare QQQ. Yeah, I changed my background. Okay, so we're gonna put up SPY over here on this window. I gotta remove my levels, and we're gonna pull up QQQ over here. Okay, so we zoom out on the daily chart. Oh shit. This is the SPY daily. This is a QQQ daily. Would you say they look pretty similar?
Yeah.
Let me remove some of these lines real quick. Line over here. Okay, so basically, yeah, they look the same. They're doing the same, literally the same pattern. They have that little drop off end here, climbs up, and then is falling. Same here, drop off, falling. So this is where we come back to the ETFs. So if you were to pull up this right here, so this is everything SPY's holding. And let me pull up QQQ's holdings real quick.
Where are
So
you getting this from? Are you getting it from another monitor or something, or how are you doing that?
yeah, I got 3 monitors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right here you can see this is QQQ's holdings, right? On this white part. This is Spy's holding. But look what they hold. They hold pretty similar stuff, right? With
Mhm.
some differences. They both hold Apple. They both hold Microsoft. They both hold Amazon and Tesla, except Spy doesn't hold Facebook. Right here, QQQ holds Facebook. QQQ is not holding Johnson and Johnson or United Health Group. They're not holding. Well, they're both holding Nvidia. So there's some similarities and some differences, but for the most part, what really the reason why these two move the same is because if you look at the percentages of their holdings, like in QQQ and Microsoft, they're holding 10% of Microsoft. Apple, 10% of their portfolio is 11%. I mean, 11% is their portfolio of Apple. Uh, on Spy, Apple's biggest holding is, I mean, Spy's biggest holding is Apple. Their second biggest holding is Microsoft. So these two, or these three actually, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, they influence Spy a lot, and QQQ. So anything that's at the top that have a huge weight on that ETF is what's going to be moving those ETFs for the most part. So like right here, and I'll compare these charts right here. Um, so we pull out like 4 charts. Should I do 4? Yeah, we'll do 4. Okay, so we're gonna look at. We'll pull up the daily on Apple. Since Apple's one of their most like heavy weighted ones, we'll use Apple. And then we'll use Microsoft on the one day. And then this was supposed to be QQQ on the one day. All right, look at this shit. So look at QQQ right here at the top. Now look at Microsoft at the bottom.
They look about the same.
Exactly. And as well as you can compare Spy 2, it looks just like Microsoft too. And that's
Mm.
because, like I said, so Microsoft is one of their biggest holdings in Spy and QQQ. Basically, whatever Microsoft is going to do, QQQ and Spy is going to do the same thing. But technically, every other stock has to be doing the same. So here we'll pull up like Nvidia. I don't think Nvidia is doing it similar. I think Microsoft's a really good one. We'll pull up Amazon. No, Amazon has a weird daily chart. But here we can see it if we actually pull it up on a 5-minute chart. Really is not the best example, but if you were like to pull up Spy or QQQ on a 5-minute with let me put in extended hours. Okay, we're gonna go with Friday's price action. Or today's price action, my bad. I don't know why I thought it was fucking Sunday today. And then we'll pull up QQQ. And then we'll pull up Spy. So you see how Microsoft has similar movement to so Microsoft has similar movement to QQQ over here. QQQ and SPY. So you see we first ripped at the beginning, we dipped, we kind of rounded off here, we ripped, rounded off, came back down, and then came back down more. Same thing here. We dipped, we ripped a little bit, came back down. We didn't came as far down as Microsoft, but then we dipped back up, we did a little roundy curve thing, and then came back all the way down. And they're not going to move exactly to the T. It's just more for gauging, what it might do, what QQQ or SPY might do. Here again, rip, dip, little dip, rip, round off, sold off. Here, same thing, but it did push higher. Um, we pull up a different chart. Let's say like AMD. AMD didn't really follow anything. Yeah, AMD kind of just did not follow the market today. Amazon didn't follow the market. Tesla did basically what QQQ did. Um, right here. So Tesla is very heavily weighted on QQQ. So QQQ and Tesla usually do the same shit. As you can see, fucking yeah, like a little triangle pattern thing going on up there. Basically, the same shit happened here and here. So yeah, that's basically what the ETFs are. ETFs tracks all these stocks together. And there's another cool way to do it too. It's like you can add all of these stocks together. Basically, you can put like Apple plus Microsoft plus AMD plus Nvidia. It doesn't work here. No, I don't think it works here on TradingView, but on Thinkorswim it does. Um, but yeah, that's basically it as far as the ETFs go. Kind of lost my train of thought. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mhm.
Um, are you with me by any chance?
I am.
Okay, cool,
Listening.
cool, cool. As long as you're with me. So yeah, so SPY, QQQ is an ETF, and each of them hold Microsoft, they hold Apple, they hold Amazon, and there is some differences in them. Right here. The differences, well, you saw the differences. Some QQQ holds PayPal, SPY doesn't. SPY doesn't hold Adobe. SPY doesn't hold Facebook, but these main three SPYs holding them. No, these main four SPYs holding them. Um, so that's why they move pretty similar because they're holding the same stuff. Let me see what else I have here on my notes. And then really the last thing, it's hard for me to continue because I don't have anything pre-planned out for the next lesson. Um, so we went over sectors, we went over what the stocks are, we went over ETFs, we went over fucking what's getting held inside those ETFs. Any other questions? Like you can ask me questions too if you need to.
I think I'm good for right now. I already have like a better understanding. Um, but what do you think I should hop into next? Like for now until our next session, like what should I go over next? And so like when it's time for the next class, I'll, you know, like understand what you're saying. more?
So the next thing that I was gonna go over is the fundamental analysis. Well, it's really more just like a brief overview of fundamental analysis. You can start digging into that, just starting to get to know it. I wouldn't say, I mean, unless you really want to, like, learn how to read balance sheets and all that stuff, and earning reports. Um, Feel free to do so, but the fundamental analysis part, I was gonna just blow right through, and then for the next lesson, it was gonna be fundamental analysis. Blow through that really fast because just to get an idea of what it is.
Hmm.
And then I was gonna go deep into the technical analysis, what technical analysis is, um, and all that. It'll go more deep just because that's more of my expertise. More,
Yeah.
but yeah, as far as right now, I think we pretty much covered really the basics. Oh, and news. I think news was one too. News. We can go over that real quick. So you can also use news. Trade. Um, you know what? We'll save that for next time. We'll stick that under with fundamental analysis. Um, it'll probably take me more time to try to think of what I need to say than just writing it
Hmm.
down and having it presented. But yeah, any questions?
Da, da, da. I think
Anything?
I'm okay.
Okay. Did you pick up anything from this? Cause I hope you did, man. I just hope you didn't
Yeah, I
like.
did.
I feel like you
Yeah, I
already
did.
knew all of this shit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, but I was able to kind of give you a better explanation of stuff
Hmm.
in a way, hopefully. Cool. Well, all right, cool. I guess that's it for this lesson. I'll have it recorded in case you want it, or I can send you a copy of the slideshow as well if that makes it easier, or both.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that, and yeah, I guess just look over everything we just went through. It's just literally the basics. It's like the basics, but it's definitely important. Because like I remember when I first started, I had no clue what the fucking ETF was.
Mm.
I was like, what the fuck's ETF? What the fuck is SPY? I'm over here just trading Tesla, losing money every day. I wish I learned all this shit like from beginning to end.
How long did it take you to like master everything?
Master, I wouldn't say I'm a master yet, but to get to where I am now, a year and a half. Maybe the
Okay.
first 6 months. So I hit my 2-year mark trading in the beginning of July this month. It's my second year, but for the first 6 months, I kind of just fucked around. Um, I didn't start taking it serious till yeah, like 6 months in, and I was like, damn, I need to take this shit serious. I can't
Yeah.
keep taking blind people's calls because that's one of the things about joining some of these servers. Yeah, it's cool and all. People tell you when to get in, when to get out, but you don't know why, you know? A lot
Yeah.
of people don't give reason, and that's why, like, when you see my channel, I try to be very, very informative with my analysis, giving my reasons to why I'm gonna take a certain trade or whatever the case is. A lot of people, they'll just give you a level. They'll just be like, take calls above this level. And it's like, that never worked for me because every time I would just take a call like that, it would always go sideways. I wouldn't even know why I'm taking the trade in the first place, but yeah, that's where I just had to learn how to do this shit myself. Cause, um, let's say even you are following someone good and it's just always working out. What if they die one day? How are you gonna
Mm.
make money then? Um, and you feel more comfortable just putting money into a position like knowing that if it goes wrong, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take responsibility of it instead of finding somebody to blame. Um, but yeah, so that's it. And yeah, so there's also a lot of ETFs out there, not just not just SPY or QQQ. You have DIA over here. You have IWM. You have GLD, which tracks gold. VU. They're less common, But yeah, trying to see why it's not letting me get off this page. Is this like screenshot or what is this? I feel like my shit like froze on me. Oh god, hold on. I think it did.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see why. I see why. I had the drawing tool on. Cool. Well, yeah, I guess so now that you are a whatchamacallit, you're officially a mentee. I went ahead and gave you a mentee role in the server, so that lets me know that you are important and high priority. So if you have any other questions outside of this mentorship, you can always hit me up to the DM and you're gonna be prioritized as far as getting an answer.
For sure, sounds good.
Yes. Well, hope you enjoyed the lesson, and like I said, it'll be recorded. I'll upload it and give you the link when it's done processing.
Alrighty.
All right, then. See ya. Have a good one. Thanks for
Alright,
showing
bye.
up,
Have a
and
good night.
I'll see you next Monday or whenever. You just let me know.
Yeah, yeah, next Monday works.
All right, cool. Yeah, even if it's before, then it doesn't matter. Just as long as it works with our time.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Alright, bye.